Good morning, everybody. This is Giga Rambles, which is Gigabytes Cafe, the ultimate tabletop gaming store located in Marietta, Georgia. If you live in the Atlanta area, come play Gigabytes Cafe. That's our little intro there. I'm John Caspian.
I'm also John, not the Caspian kind.
And I'm Mark Caspian.
Yeah.
So welcome, everybody. We got a lot to talk about today in our usual Friday morning talk. Tabletop updates for December. So we want to start off with Privateer Press because it's a lot of exciting news.
Yeah, so Privateer Press just released a lot of new information, more or less detailing all that's coming in 2019. And it's a lot. They usually save this for a keynote for like a large con at the beginning of the year, but there is so much to cover that, and so much going on with the community and the game in general that it was released early, and there's enough exciting stuff to more or less get us hyped for a year-long awesome things coming out. So the big one is that starting in the new year after the Winter Rampage event, which we actually have in the store, and we just need to schedule a date for it. They're starting a global campaign, which is more or less deciding the fate of one of the game's countries, which is Lale, which
France,
is steampunk France. And so in the storyline, they've been a major point of conflict since the beginning of the game, where they were invaded by one of the other countries, and then the dispossessed people had started making deals with other factions in the game to try to get themselves out of this occupation. And it's kind of coming to a head in this winter springtime coming up in 2019, in which the players worldwide will be able to kind of influence what happens to it. So if you're interested in either, making sure it stays occupied by your favorite faction, or letting it become a free, fully functional country again, it's kind of one of those things where we get to go through and do that. So it is going to be a campaign that we're going to be running. It is titled Stormbreak. And if you are interested in infecting or affecting the game,
infecting the game,
and well, I mean, so in all honesty, is infecting the game with what you want to happen, right?
Yeah.
So, if you are personally motivated, or you find it interesting that you have a hand in influencing this game from this point all the way through the game's future, it's a great time to play. I was talking to Mark about it, and he immediately said, I want to see Free Lale. It's just it's great. That's a great way to get you motivated in playing, because you get to, help decide what happened.
Yeah. But I will say it will be funny if, there's a fight between Kador wanting to keep Lale. There's the Protector of Menos saying, hey, we're helping you out. Theocratic state. Yeah,
we were promised that you were going to make it a Menite country.
And Signar just being like, what's going on?
Signar's like, you're part of us, right?
But I'm gonna laugh when enough Crix players Crix takes it.
And so we don't know exactly what the possible outcomes are, and either Privateer Press will kind of talk about that a little bit more as the event comes up. But either way, I love just the reaction, seeing it from folks, just because everyone kind of has an opinion based on whatever faction they play. Me as Gatorman, I don't necessarily care about borders, but the more people to eat, the better. So,
but it's one interesting thing to think about, though. If you look at, for example, 40K, right? Campaigns in that, they're there's a new system, right? They could be here's your new system, here's a storyline for it, but next month they'd be all right, Tyrannus game 8, everything is gone. That could literally happen. I believe it's happened, for example, with the squats. Tyrannus game 8, and they're gone. But in this case, this is the world they've created. There's no going back, really, unless they want to do this giant war again of saying we messed up here.
Reset.
There's no just this doesn't exist anymore. These are the countries where all these characters are from. They can't just wipe them off the face of the map.
And that's something that I've always appreciated about War Machine and Hordes, is that in comparison, especially with something like 40K, where the scale is so large that the investment on particular places and planets is relatively low. Now, when they did Cadia, with Cadia getting destroyed, that was kind of a big punch, because that was something that was talked about forever. But
exactly. How much of the Imperial Guard models were Cadian?
Exactly. So it's one of those things where the impact is greater when those stakes are higher, right? And I love the fact that you get to kind of influence that. And so this should start in either January or February, and it's going to be leading up all the way until Lock and Load, which is Privateer Press's big convention. Mm-hmm. It's usually either end of May or June time period, or sometimes even as late as July. They haven't really announced the date yet, or at least if they have, I haven't paid attention to it. My apologies. But all this is going on, and it'll be with a new faction that's coming out. Mm-hmm. So all these human countries are fighting over this piece of land, and unbeknownst to everyone, there's a huge threat, a demonic threat coming in with the release of the Infernals. Mm. So the Infernals are the boogeymen of the big bad boogeymen. Well, so sorry, they're the big bads, right? Yeah, yeah. Like they are what, the underlying threat that's been in the game for years. Yeah. And they're finally getting pulled out. Sorry, it's down a little bit more, John.
Yeah, I got it.
There he goes. So the Infernals are these extraplanar demons that have been making deals with humans for centuries in the game. And in the storyline, the Grimkin were released in order to help kind of negate that contract.
Stem that tide.
Yeah, yeah. And so this has caused the Infernals to say, all right, cool, let's push our invasion plans forward and so we can get in. And so it's a whole new faction. It doesn't play like anything else in the War Machine and Hordes game. So all new rules for how you operate your army and resources and things like that. So it's really awesome. And John showing off the concept art, they look amazing.
Those I do like, with the crab claws.
Yeah. And so it will be a new way to play. And also it's kind of bringing out the end game. More or less, I was talking to Mark, like this is kind of the Infinity War for War Machine and Hordes, where it's like this is their Thanos. I know nothing, Matt Bunting. I know nothing. But yeah, so with these Infernals coming in, it means a whole lot for the setting, and it kind of pushes a lot of characters and armies to act in a way that they wouldn't necessarily do otherwise. Like this is a huge motivator. And so with Lock and Load, we see the Infernals coming out, but also the return of a campaign book. So this is something that they haven't done since, I want to say, Escalation.
Yeah.
But so in the book that comes out is a multiplayer campaign that we can all play together to go through the storyline of the Infernals coming. So I personally like it. It's called War Machine Oblivion.
Yep. There you
go. And so like the spooky title. And so Oblivion introduces a new faction, has a campaign to play. It also introduces the Order of Illumination as a faction in itself. And those are the demon hunters, the human demon hunters that have known about the Infernals and how big of a threat they pose. And they've been kind of working behind the scenes to snuff out any sort of demon worshipping called the Infernalists.
Do you think the Old Witch worked with them at all?
Oh, absolutely not. Yeah. I don't think the Order of Illumination, the Old Witch is Baba Yaga.
Yeah.
I don't think the Demon Hunters would look at Baba Yaga and be like, all right, cool, buddy cop comedy time. Like,
good cop, bad cop.
Yeah. No, I think these are all independent things, independent factions that have seen the threat and have acted accordingly in their own way.
You know what I would really like to see for Grimkin, though? Krampus model.
Yeah, absolutely. And that might be something that comes out.
Yeah.
Anyone from Privateer Press watching Krampus, they could. So, like, I personally thought like they should do Krampus Heretic as a mini crate model.
Yeah.
So Oblivion comes out and introduces more or less two factions. One is a whole new army. The Order of Illumination might be tied into either Signar or Mercenaries or something like that. We don't know yet because it was kind of a big drop. But finally, Archons was the last thing to talk about. And these are more or less representatives of gods. Yeah. So in War Machine Hordes, gods are very active.
Just more harbingers, basically.
So they're avatars of gods that are coming down to help the human nations to fight against the Infernals.
Because if you think about it, Infernals are human souls benefit gods because of worship. It's like protecting your
Mark.
Exactly.
It's good.
So with the Oblivion book, they said that every faction will be receiving a model, more or less. So like whether it's an Archon or part of the Order of Illumination. Each faction will get something new out of this book. Yeah. And so it's kind of a return to those anthology books that we had in Mark II and Mark I, which is something that I missed. I missed having like a concrete book for the story and the artwork and kind of seeing all the rules together. And I know with the CID, all those rules can possibly change and move over time, but I still like having a story and kind of having an idea of what that character does and the background of the fluff.
And well, they touch on each model more.
Yeah. So with that, that's all the War Machine stuff coming, and this is only for the first half of the year. This leads up until Lock and Load. So there's still like a half a year left after that. So it's kind of cool to see what's coming on after, what will happen after the shakeup of Oblivion. But they also talked about Monster Apocalypse. So Monster Apocalypse has had a really strong start. Anyone who's come to Gigabytes Cafe knows that I am not only a big proponent of Monster Apocalypse, but it's been selling incredibly well, and I can't stop.
Nice game night of it last night.
Yeah, exactly. So at March ends Wave 1 of Monster Apocalypse, which is seeing the first 6 factions getting 2 monsters, 2 unit blisters in a building, and they are moving into new factions at that point. With the photo on the screen, that's Hammerclack, who is part of Uprising, which is a race of mole people coming to the planet to enslave humanity under the mole folk as they should be, or above the mole folk.
Coming to the surface to enslave humanity.
Yeah.
Or whatever manages to win.
And so we're seeing the Subterran Uprising, and not pictured is the Tritons, which are it's the underwater dwelling race. They were originally kind of bad guys in the first edition of Monster Apocalypse, but now they are here to more or less defend the status quo and see the seas.
Aquaman the movie, they're trying to make him.
No, and it could absolutely be true. Like, so I mean, all of Monster Apocalypse borrows on
tropes.
Yeah, tropes like the original Godzilla movies, all the Toho stuff, everything else that's come out. So like even why can't I remember the name of the Jason the Argonauts movie? The one with the Kraken in it.
Wrath of
the Titans. Yeah. So like it's all borrowing from those like old giant monster movies. So like if Aquaman comes out and it sees this underwater race as a bunch of the good guys, and it gets motivated, or it gets people motivated, say like, hey, I want to play an army of fish folk. Like, let them play it as what they would view it as, like the good guys.
But there's also another faction switch with Ubercorp.
Yeah, and so they also announced not only are the Tritons and the Subterrans coming out, but also the Empire of the Apes, which are terrifying, but apparently good guys. I don't see it personally. But then also Ubercorp International, which is the evil mega corporation that is making mechanical constructs of all the other monsters. And so, once again, they were originally kind of on the good side, because once again, led by humans.
Yeah.
But now they've taken a flip and definitely are on the destroyers.
Which I'm happy about, because previously, basically, all the humans were like, we're good guys.
Yeah.
We're humans. And now it's just like, we'll make as much money as we can off anything.
And so, once again, like, that's a really strong pull. And I think a great idea because of, once again, like, let's say Mark is like, I want to play the bad guys, but I like playing human factions. Like, I want to have a faction that's represented by humans, like, either with their ingenuity or some sort of special power, getting into the fight. And so Ubercorp is the evil human faction. Yeah. So I think that's personally a really good idea and a strong choice.
I would definitely laugh if, you see like one of the monkeys had a robot copy made of it. Yeah. And it's like the monkey comes over with like a cease and desist order.
Right. No, it's... there is a King Kongatron, I think. King Kondotron is what it's called. So
Clash of the Titan, you plebs, says Emily.
Yes, I know. She got on us real quick.
Well, there's also a sequel, right?
Wrath. I don't know, like maybe, whatever. But so there'll be 6 new factions coming out with this new wave of Monster Apocalypse, and also a new tournament kit, which has the Destruction Derby donuts on there. So that's going to be an alternate sculpt building that comes in with the new tournament package. So we just
sounds like me at Dunkin' Donuts on a Saturday.
Exactly. So they are supporting organized play for Monster Apocalypse by doing these alt sculpts, and they'll be doing like foil cards for the other monsters and things like that, which is really cool.
So I got to play with Zor and Maxim yesterday for the first time. Definitely a lot more
Demolition Donuts, excuse me.
Yeah, definitely a lot lot more potent than I thought it'd be.
Yeah,
because he had no like special like -1 or minus the dice to anything trying to hit me, or
he's not flashy. He just has good stats.
Yeah, he just has good stats. But I got just whammed in the face first attack. Got brought to hyper mode and then wasn't touched after that. It's crazy.
So all this news coming out for Monster Apocalypse. John was kind of showing right before this. They are doing Mini Crate, which is a monthly subscription model service, and they're doing Legend of the Five Rings models for a new one. So they partnered with Fantasy Flight Games. Partnered.
John, they have a Snake Bowman lady.
Yeah, I know. So it's really so this is a really cool thing. I think it's like $18 a month, and you get a model from Legend of the Five Rings. If you subscribe for 6 months, you get the cool Snake Lady. But this is great for anyone who plays either the card game or the RPG. So Legend of the Five Rings has a RPG sourcebook. I know a lot of my friends are super into it. So if you wanted specific models that are in setting for Legend of the Five Rings, subscribe to that Mini Crate.
And you can do it on a month-to-month basis.
Yeah,
you don't have to.
Yeah, exactly. I've done that a lot because they have a War Machine and Hordes one where I was just like, oh, hey, I just want this particular model, and then cancel my subscription.
Yeah.
But so on that note, there's a new wave of Mini Crate models coming out for War Machine and Hordes. The first one being Harlequin Versh.
Oh,
ooh.
Clowns are scary.
Yeah.
And then the second one is Femme Dr. Arcadius.
Really?
Yeah. So I hope
Victoria Pendrake was a really good model.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to see what they do with it.
Yeah. Yeah, Kaylee, I'm hoping one day too that Privateer Press is able to do like an L5R war game, either skirmish level or full on fantasy battles, because that would be like really cool setting.
That would be more fitting for what they do, because I remember hearing that L5R was all about being able to command, like you'd have characters that were good at commanding entire troops, and you get benefits for these like played out.
Yeah, like I would love to see like Privateer Press even do like a rank and file game. It would be kind of cool to see if they're able to come up with a cool system for that. But finally, the last thing that they talked about was Riot Quest. Riot Quest is a new skirmish size game. I know that War Machine Hordes was originally marketed as skirmish, but I think it's far beyond that.
Yeah.
But Riot Quest is up to 10 models per side, and it's played on a board. So this is going to be very familiar with guys that know about Corvus Belli's Aristea. It's going to be more or less you selecting your 10 guys however you want, whether it's a combination or of like a particular theme or whatever.
John, it's that tank that you just scrolled past that I'm really excited about.
Deck building miniature game. What about a miniature building game where you like pick and choose your models, Emily, and that's how you make your army. But so Riot Quest will be coming out, and we'll be getting more info coming with that really soon, especially at the new lock and load. They should kind of say a lot about it.
Yeah.
I'm expecting Riot Quest to be similar to Monster Apocalypse with a fall release. But one of the things that they wanted to assure everyone is that whatever models you get for Riot Quest will be usable in War Machine and Hordes as new models. So there'll be Iris 4, Boomhowler 2.
It's definitely that tank.
Yeah,
I just want you to be able to take at least 2.
Yeah, so all the art and the characters and things like that will be playable in both games, which I think is a really strong choice for them, and it's a great way to take the War Machine and Hordes community and hopefully introduce them.
I think that's something they definitely, it's something they probably had planned to begin with, but it's definitely a successful venture that is greatly apparent in Shadespires.
Yeah.
Tossing in the Age of Sigmar.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, it actually might be very close to Underworlds. We don't know.
Yeah.
So it's coming out. We'll get more information soon. And with this is all kind of coming from a lot of things that have been going on in the community lately, and a lot of push to turn things from, insular people kind of complaining about whatever buff this model got or their favorite model just got nerfed. And turning things to a positive, something to giving the community something to look forward to. And the mindset has been moving towards increasing positivity within games in general to pull new people in.
Which is hard to do sometimes.
Yeah.
People get grumpy.
Yeah, no, people get grumpy, like either, once again, like me, like, oh, hey, I have a favorite model that ended up not getting good rules.
Yeah.
Like, that's upsetting. And then I go on the internet to complain about it. Well, that's not really doing anything, right? Like, that's not helping the game grow, nor is it helping the model get any better, right? Like, it's not being constructive. So Privateer Press is giving us all something to look forward to, and then a lot of members in the community are now putting in infrastructure to promote positive game experiences, both in the tabletop and then on social media. So Chain Attack has the Community Builders program, which was just announced and rolled out yesterday. Awesome. And so that is a group specifically made to bring in positive thoughts, constructive ways of improving things, and also introducing new players to the game. Because we all want our favorite games to last a really, really long time. And the only way to do that is to make sure that new people are able to come in. You know, that new people not only see the game and be like, oh, hey, that looks really fun to play, but it's also surrounded by fun people. Like, I'd like to think that Atlanta's really blessed with some great people that play all of our tabletop games. Hashtag blessed. But yeah, like it's really discouraging to like go online and just see nothing but negative feedback and all that. So I've joined the Community Builders program. Hopefully I'll be able to integrate it into Gigabytes as well. But I want to see more positive interactions, especially online, to hopefully pull new people in and show them that, like, hey, at least for me, the games that I love, War Machine Hordes and Monster Apocalypse, are some of the best games to get into because the rules are super solid and the people that play them are fantastic people to play games with.
I can't stress enough the importance of community, because the Middle-earth strategy battle game, I mean, that group has exploded.
Yeah, absolutely. And with so Len Wasserman, I don't know if he ever watches these casts, but he's an absolute delight to interact with. He is just a happy-go-lucky guy. I've never seen him not be positive, but he's great at approaching people, talking about the game and really bringing in positive attributes to the Lord of the Rings miniature games by himself. So and we have just a lot of great people doing that. Kai, I know you're watching. Kai has been in here pushing the other side. I know Kai had quite a hefty hand in making the game, but even after establishing this game and getting it made, he is still here on a weekly basis, making sure people get demos, hyping people up, trying to make sure that the community gets built in a positive way. And so we really appreciate when people do that. Corey Sullivan with Keyforge, oh my God.
Yeah.
So anyone could probably already tell you that Keyforge doesn't need a hype. Like, Keyforge is just going crazy. But Corey is approachable, well-spoken, talkative. He is there to make sure people get super excited about the game and want to play, and he is passionate about it. So
you're making me want to play games.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the point, is that these guys make you want to play games. And I can say the same thing about like our 40K guys. So I personally love our Monday crew with Calvin and Will Shanahan and Joe Nussbaum. Those guys, they're all about what 40K should be about, which is
rule of cool.
Yeah, rule of cool, making narrative armies. I love watching them play games because they make the narrative while they're playing. That to me, like they're making the story as things are being rolled and things like that. So I really love that. And it is all just positive things going on. So, but it was a big thing that, like, I think War Machine and Hordes needed to recognize, or the Privateer Press community to recognize, was like, oh, hey, wow, we're becoming too insular because we all know the game. So, like, we know what's great about it. We don't need to talk about that anymore. Let's all kind of, like,
bomb on.
Yeah. and so they're like, oh, wait. We always need to talk about what's going great on in the game, because it's not just us watching this. It's a whole community, maybe people that don't talk. That are just kind of watching in, or people on the fringe. They're on the teetering point of, should I get this game or not? And having a really positive approach and saying, hey, Mark, you hosted a really great tournament the other day. You made sure people were having fun. I wanted to recognize you for that. And I think we need to get better about that as a community in general. And I know Kaylee's in here.
Hashtag 2019 goals.
Yeah, 2019 goals is 2019 is going to be the year of positive community.
I like that. I like that.
Yeah, it's a great slogan.
Year I play games.
Yeah, 2019. So on that note, 2019 is the year David's getting back in games. Because David also just or with the new Imperial Fist battalion that came out. Yeah. David's Crimson Fists all got the upgrade. So it'll be a great.
What is the upgrade?
Shoulder pads.
Yeah. So there's actually an Imperial Fist upgrade now for Primaris.
Oh, nice.
It comes exclusively in that box.
Ooh.
And so David's taking that box and turning it all into Crimson Fist.
Yeah, but yeah, don't know that's David, the owner of Gigabytes Cafe.
Yes, who is an absolute delight to play games with.
Yep.
He actually plays.
Also, get that honor.
He is 100% undefeated in War Machine. I'm not kidding. I've never won a game versus David in War Machine. I've played this game since the advent of it, like the beginning of War Machine.
Wow.
And I can't ever beat him because we play like 1 or 2 games. He raffle stomps me, and then he takes like 8 months off to a year, and and then he plays me again, and he just kind of like just wins. Anyways, I'm rambling now.
Segueing to Battle Force boxes, because that's the next thing to talk about, is the GW release of Chapter Approved and the Battle Force boxes, which is tomorrow, and then Chapter Approved is next week.
Yeah. So the Battle Force boxes are both for Age of Sigmar and Warhammer 40K. Yeah. They're all marked at 170.
But well above the value.
Oh god, yeah.
The values you're saving at least $80 or $90. Rob at Spiky Bits had a good little breakdown. They did a breakdown of each unit that's inside the box, and then they said the total savings, which is at least $80 or $90 per box.
Yeah. 40% I think is what it is.
Yeah.
David chimed in behind me. And so there's 6 for 40K and then 4 for Age of Sigmar. Personally, they're all fantastic deals. There's 2 Space Marine ones for 40K.
Yep.
So there's 2 different ways to kind of build up your army.
Imperial Fist, what's the other one? Just regular Ultramarines?
Yeah.
Okay.
And so it also goes into the Vigilus campaign, which comes out with Chapter Approved next week. But both the Ultramarines and all Dornian chapters are coming to Vigilus.
Oh, nice.
So
that's a big fleet.
Yes. So like Black Templars, Imperial Fists, Crimson Fists. Oh my God, there's a lot more.
Right.
Yeah.
And
Orcs, Cult of Speed. 22
minis.
Gene Stealer Insurrection, is that right?
Necrons as well.
No.
That's the wrong article. Whoopsie.
Yeah.
Sad thing. That's the first thing that popped up when I put keywords in.
1 Adeptus Mechanicus, 1 Necron. What are the other ones? Excuse me. Eldar and then Death Guard.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So there's another.
Yeah.
No. Chaos Space Marine.
Yeah. So all these factions are great, and they're really good holiday buys because usually you can find one of those factions that your friend wants to get into. Like with that Imperial Fist box, I wouldn't use the Imperial Fist upgrades, but I sure do want what's in that box to build up my Salamanders again and make them.
Oh yeah, they do have all the.
They got the Hellblasters, and they got the Aggressors, and they got Intercessors. Like, it's perfect for Salamanders.
So there's also an impending Space Marine Codex coming soon, right?
Rumored. So yeah, it is. All these boxes are great deals for 40K. And they all kind of tie into the Vigilus campaign, minus the Necron one because they're not there.
Yeah. And then Age of Sigmar is, I know, Ideneth Deepkin, Seraphon, Slaves to Darkness. Okay.
And then Stormcast, right? Stormcast is the last one, David?
Gotta be Stormcast.
It's gotta be Stormcast.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
Oh, is that what?
It's Daughters of Cain.
Oh yeah, Daughters of Cain. Yeah, the Daughters of Cain is actually one of the really good ones. So these are all coming out or releasing at the same time this Saturday. I have a ludicrous amount of Lizardmen already, but I look every time I pass by, I see that Seraphon box that we have sitting in the back warehouse, and I'm like, I want that box.
Isn't that around like 1,000 points for that Battle Force box?
Yeah. Oh yeah. For those, if you guys watch Aquaman and one of your friends is hyped for Aquaman, go ahead and get them Aquaman the box.
Yep. They ride sharks.
Yeah.
Just like in the movie.
Yeah. And eels. Yeah. Also like in the movie.
So I always wanted to do a meme where Homer Simpson goes with Apu to the sage at the top of the mountain who will answer 3 questions, but the question be like, are Daughters in Ideneth actually order? Yes. Really? Yes. Really? Yes. Those are your 3 questions.
Yeah. But yeah, so they are represented. It's actually really crazy to think about, but it's 3 order factions of the 4 boxes. but you know, it's
Order.
it's three very like.
Yeah.
What was that, John?
So all those boxes released on Saturday. They're great holiday pickups. I know Kai was talking about it earlier in the stream, but if you have the Gigabytes loyalty coupon, it just makes the deals insane.
And also, Kaylee, I agree. It is finally time that the Stormcast got passed over for a
right.
bundle like that.
But maybe one day we'll see an Underworlds expansion where Stormcast aren't one of the several armies.
Free people. Come on.
So,
I've been seeing those rumors. Give me some free people.
Also, no, it's all free. Rogue Traders.
I know.
Also releasing this Saturday is this new Necromunda book, Gangs of... Wait, is this the Gangs? No, this is just the Necromunda rulebook, which is great because it's a compilation of all
the other...
Yeah, all the rule books and things like that. Now...
Have y'all played
Necromunda? What
Necromunda?
it doesn't have is the specific gang rules, which is what the Gangs of Necromunda have. So if you already have the like rulebook from, let's say, the starter box from forever ago, you can pick up just the Gangs of the Underhive to get a compilation of all those gangs, which is super good. And also, hi Corey. I saw your wedding.
Have y'all played Necromunda?
Corey, you deal with
Yeah, Corey got married.
Yeah, I saw the photos.
Oh,
they
yeah,
were
nice.
dashing.
What? Sorry, what was that?
Have y'all played Necromunda?
No. I have Necromunda. I have actually two Necromunda gangs. I have Goliath now and Chaos, my Zinch guys, my disciples of Zinch. So it's a bunch of shoeless guys running around the Underhive, which is probably not a good idea, but they got magic. It's fine.
Yeah.
But no, I have the gangs. I just haven't had a chance to play. I really love the look of it. Rob was actually here playing in the campaign a lot last night.
Yep.
Yeah, we had a lot of people. Finally got to see Kendall again.
Yeah.
So, like, to me, Kill Team is the great way to get into it, like the concepts for 40K, Games Workshop games in general, and then Necromunda is where you really dig into things.
Yeah, and so Necromunda is the crunchy version of Warhammer Skirmish. So House Delok is the next gang that's releasing this Saturday, and it's
Spoopy Pale Spy guys.
It's basically like Matrix watching goth kids from the 90s. The faction.
Yeah, no, that's trench coats and
just
pale
and circular glasses.
So I can just imagine it's like, all right, we're gonna role play a Matrix gang. What character are you? I'm Morpheus. No, I'm Morpheus. And just like we're all Morpheus.
Yeah,
they're all just bald with the
Morpheus Legion.
It's like kids playing the playground. It's like, I'm Morpheus. Well, I'm also Morpheus.
Yeah.
Is that where the Alpha Legion started?
Yeah,
so
that's true.
But these guys come out. The models are actually fantastic. I'm not sure if you guys have watched the Games Workshop like build and paint series on those things.
They're crazy.
But like we're joking about the aesthetic. They're really cool. So if you like the idea of running a bunch of like spy-esque guys dual wielding pistols, Delok is for you. They're probably one of the less.
Who else tends to dual wield pistols?
Yeah, exactly. They're one of the less like desperate gangs. Like they have resources. They have the ability to do things, and they are a secret organization more or less.
Yeah.
I will be doing a stream featuring those sometime in December.
Oh, great!
My friend Justin's getting them. He loves them. He had the old Delok when they were the first Necromunda.
Oh wow! So all metal.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's very cool. Chapter approved 2018 coming out next week.
Yeah. So chapter approved comes out next week. Plus
So
the
close.
Vigils, plus Marnius Calgar, plus Harkin World Claimer, plus other stuff, I believe. Limited edition books of those natures and things like that.
Just a world claimer. It's not like I can actually back it up, right?
Well, yeah. Well, so he's about to be Harkin, not world claimer.
Yeah.
So chapter approved updates for a lot of armies. It also includes the Sisters of Battle beta.
Yeah. No one's excited for that.
Yeah, right. Matt Blaisdell, I hope you're watching.
Yeah.
But yeah, Sister Battle, they were previewed on the Games Workshop Warhammer community website. And they've been going through a lot of the changes that have been that they've been doing in this book. So expect to see a lot of points drops in things that you are not currently taking a lot of. I know Marines across the board are getting cheaper. especially the Primaris guys and the Grey Knights.
That's what definitely needs to happen.
And also, I know because I've kind of read some of the spoilers with Thousand Suns. I think Zangors are going up in points, and then the Rubric Marines are going down. So makes sense. Once again, you see Zangors more than you see the Rubric Marines, so they got to find that happy median.
Cultists are going to 5 points for Chaos.
Right, and so it's a good adjustment, and they do this every year, and it's a commitment to making the game better, right?
Yeah.
And ways that they're also doing it is that they're adding in more narrative play elements, like custom character creation charts.
Yeah,
so
that I saw about the
that looked cool.
Yeah, and so they're adding in new things to the game. Like I get to make my own custom Chaos Sorcerer for my Thousand Suns fleet. Now he's only legal in narrative games, but also we do a lot of narrative events here at the store. Rob runs a narrative league throughout the year.
And now it's what, Kill Santabot or something?
Yeah, that's our Christmas event. We'll talk about that towards the end of the stream. But yeah, so a lot of narrative events, things like that. They're also adding in looted battle wagons back to orcs.
Nice.
So you can take
like a Baneblade orcified.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Which is really cool. So they're adding in a lot of things that people missed from either a previous edition or just adjusting rules to enjoy. So if you guys are wanting, if you play 40K, you got to get the chapter approved.
Yep.
That's pretty much how it works.
I'm actually wondering if the plastic card industry is reliant on orc armies.
Orc conversions, yeah.
Vigilus campaign book's also coming out next week, isn't it?
Oh,
correct.
Yeah.
And so Vigilus campaign book obviously has the new campaign, something that we can all play through. It's not a global campaign like the Cronus system was.
Yeah.
Connor?
But was that? Connor.
Excuse me. Connor?
Yeah. Was it our joke was the fate of Connor
Tamarind. Yeah. So it's not like the Connor system, but Vigilus is something that we can all play through. We can enjoy the story. And this is part 1. So we don't know if it's going to be a 3-part, a 4-part, a 5-part, or whatever. But this one is the start of it. It's going to see the conflict of Harkin Worldclaimer coming into the Vigilus system, trying to claim it for Abaddon within, I think, 80 days.
Yeah.
And then,
which is basically their way of putting it.
Yeah.
This campaign.
And then Marneus Calgar getting upgraded to Primaris. So you get to play through all those stories. But the other big thing is that they're adding in detachments again, where you could take a detachment of all Iron Striders. And once again, you still have to fit into the rulebook one. So like the fast attack detachment. But once again, if it's all Iron Striders, you get to use specific stratagems and you get, I think, a new rule to it. So
I just always imagine Marneus Calgar going through the Primaris conversions and like, love me, Dad.
Yeah. So this will give people new ways to play both narrative campaign games, and then you can take these detachments. I believe they're 100% legal in match play.
Yep.
Yeah.
So once again, if
you spend command points for them.
Yeah. You wanted to use your all Walker army and wanted to get some benefits for it, you can. I'm hoping there's a Carnifex one, for my herd. And so this is all getting added in. And so it's a massive campaign book with new models. I think Games Workshop's really doing a great job. And the fact that they're having all of these fantastic releases kind of one after one after one at the end of the year is great.
Yep.
So
for people buying, the biggest thing to know is that you got to get chapter approved as soon as it comes out, and then know if you want to buy new models, because those models that are going to be like point drops are going to be popular. So you got to make sure you're there to get them, because that happens every time. Is people will get all of the popular models, and then you won't be able to get it.
Yeah. So it's definitely something. 40K sometimes feels like a stock market where like. Chapter proof will come out, and you're like, "Oh, wait, time to invest in
buy sell."
Yeah, time to invest in Carnifexes because we're going to be out for the next 6 months because that's just how it works.
Yeah.
The demand usually exceed the supply for at least a while after the armies kind of get changed. So it's something to be mindful of. Definitely keep your ear to the ground and kind of figure out what you want to build into for the new year. I know Rob Bristow is starting Necrons for the new year.
Nice.
Which is really cool.
Can't wait to see if he does any cool conversion.
I think he is. I think like that's his plan. Is like he's gotten so many accolades for his Dark Mechanicus. He's just like, all right, cool. Like conversions are what I do.
Now you should do Holy Necron.
If you haven't seen Rob's Dark Mechanicus, we have it in a post. We have a whole bunch of the photos. They look amazing.
Yeah, so and hopefully those photos will be going up sometime in the future here at Gigabyte. So
Oh yeah.
is definitely really cool. So with 40K and all that, let's talk about a little bit of our outside of 40K, the other side has finally come into the store. We've got our first wave.
Yay, nice. What's in it?
So the first wave contains starter boxes for the first 4 armies, which is the King's Empire, the Gibbering Hordes, Abyssinia, and the Cult of the Burning Man. And there's 1 unit expansion for each currently.
Nice.
We're expecting more expansions basically every month now ad infinitum for this game. And we've already had a lot of people come in and pick up their starter boxes plus their expansions. And so get ready for a lot of people coming up Mondays to play, potentially other days as they see fit. Yeah, Kaylee, I already pulled the Urazi for you, unless you wanted more than 1 box. But so we will be playing this. I don't know if it'll always be on Mondays, but it's kind of whatever the community decides. But I know every Monday we have not only Kai here, but Kaylee, plus a whole bunch of other people that are getting into the other side. So it's definitely something to check out.
Oh, heck yeah. So I haven't played the game yet. I'm excited to try it out.
Yeah, so a lot of people look at it and they're like, oh, it's just another Malifaux game. It plays so differently than Malifaux. The only thing similar with it is the fact that you have a deck of cards for your rules. So outside of the deck, it is a squad-based, full-sized army game. So the size of your armies are going to be roughly the same size as, let's say, War Machine Hordes or even up to 40K. And with it, it also has kind of like that rank and file feel because your units fit onto a movement tray.
Oh, okay.
And so, like, it's not just you roaming an amorphous blob of like King's Guard across the board. They are in fact on a base themselves, and like everything is measured from the movement tray to a movement tray, which is really cool.
The old fantasy way.
Yeah, exactly. The movement trays are round in this one, so it's not quite hitting someone in the flank like and racking up, which once again it differentiates itself and makes itself unique and new and all that sort of stuff. So it's definitely something to check out. And if you guys have any inkling of interest for it, come in on a Monday, get a demo, have Kai whisper sweet nothings about how amazing this game is into your ear. The models are great. Everything comes pre-assembled, which is a huge load off of my back.
Yeah.
And you can get right to
You
painting.
can actually show the.
Do it.
Yeah. So, other side will be here. We have it on display. You guys won't miss it as you walk through the store. I can't say enough good things. Also, the giant creatures are amazing in it. That's David's. As one of the games he might potentially be playing this year. So it's definitely something to check out when you guys are in next. And speaking of things to check out, our events for the end of the year, we are having a Mecha Santa Must Die event for 40K. Hosted by Rob. This is a twist on Save Santa. Santa's sick and tired of needing to get saved. He has built himself a giant robot body and turned massively evil as a result. As any good.
Well, that's like completely
robot.
like Invader Zim.
Yeah.
Where they teach the story of Santa in the future, and it says, "Well, Santa lives on." It's like in the hearts and minds of us all. It's like, no, in space, gathering power.
Yeah, exactly. This will be a huge holiday event for the store. So if you guys want to participate in this massive free for all versus this giant monstrosity of a Mecha Santa, which may or may not have 20-something void shield generators. Get in on it. It'll be a blast. That's going to be taking place, I believe, Sunday, the 23rd, I think. Yeah, so Sunday.
That's my mom's birthday.
Oh, happy birthday, Mama Mark. On the 23rd. So get in on that. We'll be doing something for New Year's here at the store. I want to say New Year's is on a Monday. We'll be here if you guys want to come in and game. Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Come on down.
So that's it for the December stuff outside of our X-Wing and Armada tournaments coming up. But we're going to have more weekly events. We actually just had our first Keyforge tournament last night. That went really well.
Yeah, nice.
So we have plenty of event kits for those Keyforge guys that come in and want to play. Our weekly Warmer Hordes and 40K and all that sort of stuff is always growing. But starting in January, We are starting new tournament formats. We have a Monpoc tournament scheduled. We have a Journeyman League coming up. We have all these things starting.
Meet.
What was that?
Swap meet.
Swap meet. Oh, yeah. David, what day is the swap meet? The 6th?
January 6th.
January 6th.
Yay!
Time to wheel and deal.
Start that new year off with some store credit.
Yeah, exactly. Come pick up stuff with all the swag that you got from Christmas. So it will be a whole year of events. And on that note, if you guys want to have tournaments or events and things like that, we are already booking the first quarter of the year all the way through March. So please, please get a hold of Rob or contact the store directly to get your tournaments and events scheduled so you guys have the ability to do stuff. So, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, the Magic esports thing happened.
Oh, yeah. David's
Hello.
here.
Hey, David.
I'm here.
So
Mark finally got about his seat.
Magic is switching over to an esports. They're getting rid of the Pro Tour, which is really weird. So it's going to be all online stuff. I think they're going to be using Arena a lot for the esports. Gigabyte's one and only John Farrow is planning on participating in it.
Nice.
Yeah. So we might be giving him some Gigabyte swag and sponsoring him in his quest to be esports #1 Magic player.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Number 1 in their hearts.
yeah, Magic is changing a lot over the years because they're trying to figure out what works in this modern day and age, right? So Ultimate Masters, Arena, what they're doing with like Guilds of Ravnica and Ravnica Legions coming out, they're all trying to change things up and kind of progress with the times, because I think a lot of companies are starting to get blindsided by how things are changing. And adapting to new technology.
Do you want to talk about that a little bit, David?
I mean, I don't play Magic stuff.
Yeah.
No, how
Like,
things are changing in the industry, I mean.
Changing in general, like trying to get new community and like
Oh yeah.
organized play support.
Well,
Yeah.
So,
I mean, I'm not sure if you saw.
I'm giving seminars and that sort of thing in March.
Right.
know.
The Kill Team
Hey,
app,
you'll be there. That's
Yep.
right.
Kill Team app is command roster is going to be on mobile soon.
Oh yeah, cool.
Yeah. So even 40K is moving over to web-based and mobile-based like army builders and list builders, including like new applications and new ways of doing things. Yeah, no, it is. It honestly. And so with me, list building was always the most strenuous part of 40K.
It's literally what stops me playing.
Yeah.
Like
Yep.
the time it takes to list build those stuff.
Yeah.
That's what hurts.
And so like
Stops me.
if I could just doodle on my phone and
Yeah.
like build a list, be like, oh great, absolutely fine.
Oh look, bills.
Because things like
Shop
What is it?
gigabytes so I can pay my bills.
what a battle like things like Battle Scribe and Army Builder, like they're fine, but they're a little bit clunky.
Mhm.
Like I think just the list building in general is on the clunkier side of 40K, but they're doing ways of streamlining and getting.
It's very
It's
true.
all-
Like the biggest thing is the AOS army builders. Like that's so
Yeah.
easy. It's so easy, and then they have links for you to like see the models and stuff. You know.
Yeah. So I think improving all that stuff is what is coming, right? Like is
Mhm.
games are trying to make it easier to play, and
Yeah, that's why so many games the rules come free now. Don't
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, the other side is free online to download the rules.
But you really want a super sweet book.
So Kai was actually talking to me about that yesterday. So the rule book has the rules in it, but that's not
It's not why you buy the rule book.
correct. It is the only place to get the story, and that thing is majority
Let me
story.
tell you, learn from Alvo. There's a lot of story.
Yeah.
I
So
remember
those,
Lady J had a building dropped on her, and then
Yeah.
something else happened to her.
and also the
Yeah.
gorgeous artwork, and like it's what you want.
And all
Yeah, I also like having a physical book when I can.
Yeah, for those
Yeah,
of you
like,
who
I like-
like
I
kind of like 40K but haven't gotten into the story, you really need to.
Well, I like building my lists. I would like to build my lists in pure, but I like having the rules in hardback.
Yeah,
That's what I
yeah.
do.
So you can like.
I remember I used to have like my iPad and like the codex would just freeze all the time. So
Yeah.
now I just have
So, David, what are your plans for getting into gaming in 2019?
this. I already showed you. I've got whole Primaris. I'm waiting for Primaris Cantor.
Yeah. So
So
what is the name of your specific company of Crimson Fist? Isn't it Twitty's Lament?
the only one left. The rest are all dead. Twitty's Lament. Yeah, no, I think that's Krieg.
Oh, that's Krieg.
Yeah, it's
Excuse
Krieg.
me. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That's your company of Krieg. Twitty's Lament.
Crimson Fist is many people's lament. JJ is painting my tanks.
Yes.
Thanks, JJ.
So it's something like for gaming. Like I know I need to like sit down and actually schedule time to come in and play.
Well, I'm gonna get back to 40K. I'm playing a lot of Song. I've actually played the Song of Ice and Fire because it takes 30 minutes and it's awesome. So
amazing.
I have a hanker to take out all my square bases based on that age.
Yeah,
I keep getting mocked every time I post a
So with Ninth Age, I heard that they're doing a 3rd edition of Ninth Age.
Yeah,
where the rules are going to be coming out and all that. Did they do physical books for Ninth Age, or is it all PDF?
Fan. There's some dude from Poland who does a Kickstarter and like has physical.
Yeah,
just it's all free to download anyway.
Yeah. So,
well, there's so many nice models as well. I can just take like I'm gonna have a really cool black coach for my vampires, and so they get square bases.
Yeah.
Or maybe I'll just put it in a round base and use it for both.
Yeah. I mean,
you gonna play any skirmish games, David?
I mean, I have the other side. I don't know if that's really counts as skirmish.
No, it's full army.
Yeah, I have a ton of Infinity still. I have been building up all my Kazakhs.
Oh, nice.
Since the Kazakhs came out in Cold Front.
Yeah.
But just time to play. I've told my wife 1 day a week, maybe 1 day a month. You know.
Yeah.
1 day a week to play is reasonable.
Yeah, I think it's important.
Not even the whole day, you know, just like 3 or 4 hours.
Yeah.
Just schedule it.
My problem is I work from 8 till 6.
Yeah. Well, and so that's the issue. When it hits 6 o'clock, you're like, I want to. Like,
I wish to leave now.
Yeah. It's time to go home.
Right.
Yeah, I'll warn them. Don't ask me business questions after 6.
Yeah.
Make me angry.
So, but it's important. Like maybe just scheduling yourself a game.
Yeah.
You know, just going from there.
Let's see. I really want to get just back modeling and building because I haven't actually did a modeling. I put some paint in that thing. Where is it?
The Stormcast, right? Like from Underworlds. You put some paint on there.
Him almost finished that. Yeah, but that big thing from other side, I got it.
Oh yeah. You got a base coast and
I got base coat and wash.
Yeah,
that was it.
Good.
And I was like, I have this just in 3 weeks now.
So, but yeah, it's really important to do that sort of stuff to like get in the hobby and represent.
Yeah.
So, I am making more time for myself to.
Actually, you know what I want to play? I want to get into is Kings of War Vanguard.
Oh yeah.
If you haven't seen Kings of War Vanguard, those models are phenomenal.
Yeah, they do.
So Kings of War is great. It's a good game. I mean, it's pretty fun mass battle. For me personally, not as good as the Expedition Fantasy, but whatever could be.
Right.
But the one stigma they always had was the models were always a little.
Yeah, and they've totally
flipped it. Man, those Basilians.
Yeah,
they just look awesome. They're the closest thing I've seen to like men out. Actually, quite why I like them.
They're the angelic faction. I actually like the North guys for the Kings of War Vanguard.
Northern Fury.
Yeah. Like they did a good job of making like the Viking-esque.
They're coming out with more. They're coming out with.
Elementals is probably going to be what I'll play because Lizard Men.
Now Vanguard, that's the skirmish one, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. The models are phenomenal. It's supposed to be really quick and easy. And the guys we actually have game stays happening because the 15th of December. Yeah.
Okay.
Kings of War Games Day. They're doing Kings of War and Vanguard.
That's awesome.
That'll be next Sunday, right?
Yeah. Is it Sunday? No, it's a Saturday.
Yeah, 15th is
yes.
Saturday.
Yeah. I'm thinking this is Saturday. I'm crazy.
Yeah.
The Gigabytes Christmas party.
And the 14th through the 16th is the Yeti Bowl, Winter Yeti Bowl.
Yeah.
So we'll have a War Machine Hordes team tournament going on through the entire weekend. Pretty exciting.
So next, like 10 teams or something.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty impressive.
Now, how does a non-competitive player get into playing like tournaments and stuff? You just sign up and go for it, or what?
Yeah, absolutely. So, like, if you are interested in joining a competitive tournament and you haven't done one before, just sign up. Go for it.
That's for Bailey.
Nothing's stopping you from doing it. Now, if you wanted to perform like better in it, it's always good to go to the community, like War Machine Hordes. Show up on a Thursday night, ask questions.
Yeah.
Mark was here last night, scrimmaging with his teammates, getting ready for the tournament because, Mark and his team aren't necessarily made up of the guys who are touring the country for tournaments.
They're crap.
But they want to do well. They would like to perform. So it's a great thing to do. And there's other guys in here asking questions, getting ready for the games, trying to fine tune their lists.
I know when I go to a tournament, my goal is to win a game.
Yeah. And that's the thing.
I expect to win a game, lose a game, get booty stomped in a game.
Yeah. Set realistic goals for yourself
Yeah.
at the tournament you're going to. And most of the time, I was listening to a podcast yesterday, and the idea is going to a tournament, think about it more like a golf tournament. You're not competing against other players, compete against yourself. Try to do better than the last time you did at the previous tournament.
Yeah.
So try to take that, like, 2 score down to a -1, like just get a little bit better each time, and don't compare yourself to the players you're playing against, but
You got a 50 love.
Yeah.
Wait, no, that's tennis.
The biggest thing I tell people is, like, especially when they think, oh, I want to get models that are the best in the game, and all I think is, like, why don't you get the models you like the best?
Well, so
by the way, can I just say,
Yeah.
John's a manager because he's using golf references.
Yeah.
Because they say the higher position you are in a company, the smaller your balls get. I play marbles.
yeah. And
I'm-
with that,
I-
we're out.
I'm married. I don't have.
I was gonna say, if you really want to
I'm back.
Yeah.
you spend first round doing terrible.
We missed you, David. That's
Yeah. So
I gotta kick Mark out of my seat.
So, yeah, like playing in competitive events, compare it to yourself, and if it's your first tournament, don't even like set yourself a goal like I need 1 win. Just set yourself a goal as in I'm going to play 3 rounds of this tournament.
The goal should be turned up.
Yeah, exactly. It
It is an issue because you get so many people. You see it on Facebook time where people are like, man, I'd love to go there, but it's like a 25-minute drive on Saturday morning. But yeah, you're going to be there for like 12 games.
yeah, the investment of the drive is worth it, right?
Yep.
So
That's how you build a community, right?
and
Giving a seminar.
yeah, and I know
drive an hour and a half each way in Atlanta, like, to work.
You can drive an hour and a half to go to the supermarket.
yeah, I spent
City.
45 minutes like going 3 blocks once. It's Atlanta. It can happen.
I'm moving house
Yeah.
a mile down the road to try cut 20 minutes off my drive.
Yeah. So it's we live in a major metropolis. It's just part of it, right? But no, like showing up is a big thing. Like, because I know a lot of people have, like, I see a lot of apprehension.
Why is the Department of Public Safety pulling up? That's a big lorry.
Yeah. So, but yeah.
Commanding.
But basically, showing up is the first step, right? Like, because I think once you actually play in a tournament or an event, that apprehension that you have of like, oh, I don't know how I'm going to perform, blah blah blah, you're just going to have fun.
Yeah.
Like,
So worry about it.
yeah, like. Just
What I
take
do,
that step.
what I do, I have some beers.
Yeah.
That's
I
the
usually
one.
buy one for my opponent. So
Um,
Kevin King gets very angry. I think it's Kevin gets angry because I played his buddy once, bought him a beer. Kevin didn't get to play me, so I didn't buy him a beer.
I mean, listen, if you're going to bring food for class, you got to bring it for everyone.
That's true.
Yeah.
Where's Joe? I got him about Subway cookies.
Joe, where's our cookies?
But the secret of that as well, you also have to get involved in the community. Like if you do that first, where you just show up and you start playing, then you're like, okay, this is cool. These people aren't
Yeah.
noob eating monsters. They're actually okay, and then you kind of like try to meet up with them on Tuesday night and play with them.
Yeah. Make
So
new
it's an
friends.
integrated
It's,
community.
it's what we're here for. We're a shop based around a community, right? So like it is the important part is getting to know new people, making new friends. Like we had a new guy for War Machine Hordes last night.
Relationships that will last a life.
Yeah, honestly. Like how long have I known Max Lamont? Since he was like 18.
Too long.
Too long. And he's outlived all expectations.
Including his life plan.
So,
Oh,
but like
too
these
real? Too real.
these are lifelong friendships that I've had, based on games. And there are people that I still keep in contact with even when they move away. Like I originally started playing War Machine down in Florida. I still talk with the Florida guys. Matt Bunting was in the chat making jokes. Like these are all guys that I've known for years. Make some lifelong friends.
Yeah.
Building a community in 2019.
I hate it. Oh, I mean, yes.
Playing games.
Playing
making
games.
new friends.
I'm going to play games. It's going to happen.
And getting the shop open because it's new. It's
It is new.
time to.
It is time. Yep. So if you're in the Atlanta area, y'all, you gotta go to Giga.
No, I'm going to pay everyone's paychecks, cry softly into my coffee, and then I might actually start building some of this.
Oh
Do
my
it.
god, that would be the best. I think I'm gonna go make new soup.
I just want to see the shoulder pads. Ooh, we have soup.
Yeah, we have soup now.
What?
I was going to say, actually, I meant to say one of the reasons I came over is we want to talk about community and stuff real quick. Like, the community actually involves most of the Gigabyte staff.
Yeah.
So if you guys get a chance to learn, we've had intense turnover lately.
Yeah. Yeah, we have new.
So make sure to introduce yourself to new people because we lost Thomas.
But we gained a Kai.
Thankfully, he didn't move to California, I don't think.
No, he didn't.
He's staying in Atlanta. So
Yeah.
Thomas Lau, your favorite journalist.
So
Thomas,
he'll be able to play sometimes?
No, I hope he starts showing up
He might show
for
up.
Adventure League.
But
That'd be
then
great.
we just added Kai, as you talked about. Kai, who's
Yeah.
posting that crazy man.
Yeah.
And Matt Canada, who works here now.
Yeah, Matt
Who's
Canada.
like the nicest person that you could ever meet.
Yeah, and
Super
then,
scary. I've tried to break him. It's just impossible.
So if
Rachel.
you guys haven't met Rachel and Nasha and all those new guys,
If you
Jared,
ever want, it's definitely Rachel. The very first day I saw her, it's like if you've seen Deadpool 2,
she's Yuki.
she is Yukio.
Yeah.
She just is.
Yeah.
It's just how it is.
So,
And then we
Um,
heard somebody else. Who did we- Oh, Ricky. There's Ricky who now works in the TCG department.
oh my God, Ricky is so nice too.
Yeah, he just started working with
He
Cy.
cracks me up too. I don't. Really fun.
And there's loads.
Yeah.
We've had a lot of people.
Yeah. So expect to see more from us. We're going to try to get back to streaming more games. I'm getting things set up for Monster Apocalypse streams.
Now things are slowing down. I might get back more on the thread on the
Yeah.
stream.
So yeah.
My life might slow.
Thank you guys very much for watching. We're going to take off and get to our work. But come join us here in the store. Chat with us. Everyone say goodbye to Mark.
Bye.
It's the last time he'll be on
Bye.
stream.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
We'll be right back.